Hi everyone, I just wanted to show you what this cool tool does. It's a contour tool, it's free for everyone, and it does a couple of things. It's really easy to use, and it hopefully saves some people having to fork out for expensive licenses. Noting there are some disclaimers down the bottom of the tool, down here, where you shouldn't be using it for commercial applications at your own risk. So let's just get into it. So here we've got a couple of examples that we can do, so I'll just generate those. So I've put in some example groundwater elevation. There's some extra settings here under the blue button, and you can do different kriging and IDW and RBF methods. Each of these options, if you hover over, has help showing now, and there's lots of other options that you can do for extrapolation. So we go 200% beyond the site boundaries every time you've got to click on refresh, and you will get flatter lines. You can change your label colors and label size and data point sizes and things like that. There's things that you can switch off, so if you don't want the point values, just switch that off and just refresh, or put them back in and refresh map. And a few other things here. You can add a zero boundary and refresh, which might make it look a bit strange, so we've switched that off. Now, you want to put this on one of your reports, so people do that a few different ways. So one is to download, say, the image as a PNG file. I'll just save that, and say we're using something like Google Slides. I'll just open up, and let's just say we've got a nice background in there, but I'll just drag in the PNG, and if we've got our nice background in there, if we can get rid of all that other stuff, we just drag that over the top and line the wells up where we think they are. Or if you want to do a little bit better than that, you can make it into a KML, save, and say you use Nearmap or Google Earth. I don't think this window will show Google Earth at the moment. Oh, maybe we can do the online version. Google Earth. Let's have a look, because that's free. If you've got Nearmap, you can do it as well, just by clicking on feature layers and then opening it up. And here you've got your nice contour lines, which you can play with as well. And on Google Earth it's the same thing, so we'll just get started here, and we'll say it's a new project, and add data layer, I'm guessing it is. I'm not sure how to import KMLs on the free online version. So let's just see if we can import here, and I'll do the same thing and just see what it does. So again, it's the same thing again, it's just uploading, and we'll get our contour lines. Now, if I come back to the tool again, there's also contamination data, and just from this we've got groundwater traveling at 0 or 2.9 degrees. We've got a gradient showing the contour intervals auto set, and you've got the scale, rough scale here. So let's remember that we've got 2.9 degrees. Remember that is a compass, 2.9 degrees, so north is 0, and 2.9 comes around clockwise. It's not like our geometric or maths base where you've got 0 degrees as a right angle coming out to the east and then going anti-clockwise as you go up in degrees. So remember that it's 2.9 degrees. So let's go into our contamination example data. And here we've got a little bit of a plume. We can change the settings of a few different things here. And I'll just see where we are here. Drop a pin. So looks like we're in Booligal, New South Wales. So I'll just get that data and I'll put this here for later. Booligal, New South Wales. So I'm guessing it's somewhere in Western New South Wales. If we scroll right out, let's have a look. Booligal. Somewhere way out. So Sydney's there. We're way out Western New South Wales. So I'll put that in here, just some information, and I'll show you what that's for afterwards. So right now we've got this contamination. We can include the contour levels going up a little bit if you want to. So here we've got contour levels as 20,000. It's on auto, so I'll set that to 10,000 and just go up and refresh the map again. It's got a few more contours, which is good. And then we set our groundwater was traveling at 2 degrees or so, and we'll just say it was low groundwater velocity. So you can set the anisotropy for like having the groundwater flow a little bit. And once I've done that, I like to take away the contour lines because it starts getting a little bit confusing and it doesn't look as good. So you come back here and switch off your contour lines. Good. And then we'll do the same thing and we'll export that as a KML, save that, and we'll try importing it back into our little random spot in Google Earth here. Or is this in Nearmap? This is in Nearmap, but it'll be the same thing as a free Google Earth. So I'll come in here and then we've got our map as well. It shows the contamination. So that's really good if you want to do your figures. And yeah, the next feature is one where you do have to put some information in here about where your site is located up the top. So the reason is you can click on prepare for AI analysis. So I'll copy the prompt, I'll download the map, and I'll go to Gemini, and I'll come in and paste the prompt data that I copied. It puts all the data that you just pasted and asks for a lot of environmental information on the surrounding. It also does an online search, and then we can come back and add in our contour map so I can have a look at that. And we'll click on submit and let it do its thing. And what it will come up with is an analysis of the surrounding environment, any sensitive receptors, any creeks or rivers that are nearby, and that kind of thing, hopefully to help you with your report. So I'll just pause it for a second while it does that. Right, literally only took 10 seconds, so I'm back, and it's got here, the site exhibits significant contamination with a primary source area identified here. Now, if you do put headers in with the contaminant name, it will still read your data that you paste in. So we're pasting data in here. You can also, you can paste straight from sheets. You can have commas or no commas, and it should be smart enough to read most coordinate systems. So coming back to our Gemini, if you did put the headers with contaminant types, then it would read that as well. So here it's talking about the primary source areas that it's getting from the concentrations, the plume geometry. It's talking about how that anisotropy elongated the plume, and it's talking about the plume itself, and then migration pathways. Then we've got sensitive receptors. So there's a public school 450 meters northeast. Just noting again, this is fake data that's generated as an example. There's not really any contamination there. Residential areas, a small township of Booligal. And there's a Lachlan River to 300 metres east of the site, which is a major waterway, and then groundwaterway. It searches the local government database. Sometimes it can access it, sometimes the AI can't. And then you've got information about the local geology and the aquifer geology, potential migration pathways, and vapour intrusion risks. There's a little bit more information, and you use this to your own devices. It's fairly comprehensive for a kind of overview, and like I said, the more data that you put in here, the better. So that's our tool. Again, you can do this with the background. I'll just put on the. I'll just extract it with the background here. Save, and let's put this over the top, and we'll put that behind, in order, behind order. I went over the top of the contours, sorry. I'll undo that. And now I'll paste not over the top, and then I'll go center back, and then you've got these two that you can line up with each other. So you've got your groundwater contours with your plume as well. And that's it. It's still a little bit beta. There's still lots of things to iron out, and I'll just do that as I can with very limited time, noting we're not bringing in any money for this, and there are disclaimers for your use. Have fun.